Hi, I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be I tried being her therapist and she went back to her ex. What now? Well, I think probably most guys watching this video at some point in their life have probably done exactly what this guy did. He's young, he's 19. I guess he's just graduated high school. He's going to college in the fall or in a few months. And so there's a girl that he met in school, I guess about a year ago, or knew of her. Started talking to her, but she was also talking to some other guy, and then that guy was just a little more aggressive. He ends up dating her, and then I guess apparently they broke up recently, and he did what would make logical sense. She's obviously upset because her ex-boyfriend, she saw him talking to another girl, so she's crying. All the girls are going over to console her. He decides to go console her, and then he goes and hangs out, I guess, at a cafe with her and decides to be her therapist, opens her up, gives her advice. He's trying to be there for her, thinking, hey, if she sees what a nice guy I am, she'll want to sleep with me. But instead of turning that cafe into an all-day date and hanging out, having fun, and hooking up, he's thinking he's got to be there for her and be respectful and all this stuff. Instead of just being an escape, her ex is talking to another girl. She's upset about it. And what he should have done is be the escape from the fact that her ex was talking to somebody else. Keep her laughing, keep her joking, have a good time, take her to a couple different places, and next thing you know, later that night, you're bumping uglies at your place. But he doesn't do that. And so she ends up dating, or guys getting back together with the ex. And this guy's got a second case or a third case of blue balls with this particular girl. But he's like, hey, we're going to the same college next year. It probably won't work out with the other guy, which it's true. It probably won't. Because if it didn't work out the first time, it's probably not going to work out the second or third time. And he's thinking, I'll get my chance. And so this is what you will want to avoid doing. And it's instinctual because us guys, we're good dudes. We want to take care of people. We want to help people. We want to be there for them. Hey, what are you doing here, little freak? I got the 3 little puppies are underneath me. They're being mischievous. So let's go through his email. He says, hey, Corey, I hope you're having a great day. I'm a paying member on YouTube. So he's talking about the premium membership, the exclusive members only content. So if you haven't already signed up as a paying member, in the video description of this video, there are links that you can join on YouTube, or you can join on Spotify, or our website, understandingrelationships.com. Just click the plans tab when you get there. And so with our website, you can do a 7-day free trial, so you can check out what extra content you get for your money. And if you choose an annual plan, you get a 25% discount at the end of the 7-day free trial for paying the whole year's premium up front. And so what I would say, because I've had several people ask me, one thing we've noticed with the YouTube exclusive members only content, because a lot of people, it seems like 70% of the people tend to watch on a mobile device. So if your screen goes to sleep and you're watching a premium video, it will stop playing. So ideally, if you're going to consume the content on YouTube, it's great for watching it on your computer, your TV, if you're actually going to watch the video. If you're driving or your screen's going to go to sleep and you just want to listen to the audio, Spotify is going to give you the best user experience for that. And when you're sitting down in front of your computer, desktop, laptop, and you really take the time to be a serious student and study this stuff, the website is great because obviously you get the email analysis that goes along with the video newsletter that I'm talking about. Plus the books are on the website. And so the website is great for that, to really sit down and look at the books, because obviously 3% Man, Mastering Yourself, and my First Quotes book are free to read for all members, all free members. And then obviously the premium members get access to all the additional exclusive premium members only content, the live stream replays where we answer your viewer questions typically on Thursdays and Fridays. Sometimes we do Wednesday live streams. But right now we're doing like Thursday and Friday live stream. Thursday live stream is 2 to 4 Eastern Standard Time, and Friday 1 to 3 Eastern Standard Time, same time zone as Miami and New York. So, again, if you haven't signed up already, the links are in the video description of this video to sign up. It'd be great if you signed up on all 3 platforms because each of them gives you different things. Or if you're just an audio guy, you just want to listen to the audio, probably Spotify is your best bet. YouTube is great for just watching videos. Then obviously everything's on my website, plus the books are there. So when you got time to really take this serious and study it, the website's going to give you the best experience with the most stuff on it. So with that said, let's get back to the viewer who wrote in. Thanks for being a paying premium member. It's how we keep the lights on. He says, I'm starting college next term, just finishing high school. I'm 19 years old, and I've been following you for the past 3 years. I read your book 7 times. Well, if you've read the book 7 times, you've been following me for 3 years, you could have read it more. Because you can get, if you put the audiobook on like 2-speed, and then you follow along in a digital or physical copy, say you're logged into the website and you got a premium account, you can listen to the audiobook while you watch the words being spoken with the book. That's the best way to really concentrate on it. If it's on, the audiobook's on 2-speed, then you can get through it in like 4 hours. So 7 times in 3 years, he could have done better. And that's kind of part of his problem. He didn't really study it and learn it. I don't know how often he's been actually applying it. But when we, again, as we get further into his email and you see how he's applied himself, he's kind of acted like the therapist, the gay male girlfriend, the white knight, Mr. Nice Guy. It just does not work. So I read your book 7 times, always trying to incorporate things in my life. I also read books by Tony Robbins, Zan Piran, Wayne Dyer, David Data. And if you guys want to see, like, get access to the books that I recommend, especially in my genre, then on my website, understandingrelationships.com, just click the products tab and like recommended products, and it gives you all list of all the books. Juicers that I use, there's like 3 or 4 different juicers, anywhere from like $450 all the way up to like $1,800 if you're going to go full boat and get the Super Angel. My Super Angel juicer, I've had it for 15 years. I think I paid $1,700 for it back in the day, and ever since the last 15 years I've been making 2 to 4 to 5 gallons a week, because obviously people who work here and work for me use it as well. And I mean, the thing's a champ. It lasted forever. So all those recommended products are on my website as well under the recommended products tab. He says, I watched the movies you mentioned, like Cinderella Man, The Tailor of Panama, It's a Wonderful Life, Cary Grant movies. That would be Charade, Philadelphia Story. He was just great at deadpan humor. Where he would deliver a line, and he's got like a slightly irritated look on his face, but he's just goofing on the girl and teasing her. And because of the look on his face and the way he says it with the deadpan look, they think he's kind of serious. But what he said is so absurd, it can't really be serious. And so he was great at that, especially Charade. And a lot of James Bond movies. I became enamored with the movies of the 60s and 70s, and I feel that I'm now free of the Hollywood programming. Well, what you observe, you participate in. And obviously, having read your email, I would say you're not completely free of the Hollywood programming. He says, my favorite actor is Steve McQueen, and I'm acquainted with all these great people just by your citations. So there's a great documentary that was probably 10 years ago, 8 years ago. It's called I Am Steve McQueen. You really should watch that. It's his life story. I mean, he died in 1980, a long time ago, but his widows, women he dated, women that knew him, even women that he wasn't very nice to, like his first wife, Nellie, he was an asshole to her. But it's like all these decades later, they still love him. Just the way they talk about him and gush about him is like he was a man's man. So I highly recommend I Am Steve McQueen. I would definitely check that out. And you should buy a copy. You should probably watch it a few more times. One of my favorite Steve McQueen quotes, I live for myself and I answer to nobody. Love that. He says, I originally started following you, trying to save a failing relationship that eventually ended. I did no contact. She came back. We hung out, resolved the past hurts, and hooked up, but I didn't want to get back in that relationship because she had monkey branched right after our breakup. Well, most decently attractive women do that. He says, though we still act loving toward each other and she calls me her first love, she told me she'll never forget about me, so thanks for that, coach. Currently, I'm struggling in another situation. I like a girl who still loves her ex. She knows I like her and she is hot and cold. I match and mirror her actions, but she probably isn't ready for a new relationship. Again, you shouldn't even be focused on a relationship. You haven't even had a first date yet. That's part of your problem. Your mindset's totally in the wrong place. Again, this is why I say you got to read the book 10 to 15 times so you can absorb this stuff. You absorb a new way of thinking. You absorb the mindset that I put out. Even though you've been through it 7 times in 3 years, that's really not enough. That's like twice a year. So you never really took the time to learn the material. You've probably been more of a cherry picker and half-assing it a little bit. Because again, after 3 years, just seeing the way you behave, you really got to practice this stuff if you want to get better. And most likely I can't accept the reality as it is. I'd say that's true. So here's the story. We're in the same class, me, her, and her ex. And last year I used to like her. She seemed interested in me, but I wasn't sure about her feelings, and I didn't ask her out. If you hesitate, you will masturbate. You should have pulled the trigger. Her now ex started to over-pursue her. Well, at least in your mind he was over-pursuing her. But at least he went after her, whereas you were timid and shy, trying to figure out whether or not she liked you, and then you watched some other guy step in and just whoop, take her away. I saw that happen a lot when I was your age too. So I know what it looks like and feels like. I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt many times when I didn't know any better. He started to insert himself into her life, always sitting next to her and giving her part of his lunch. By that time, I became disinterested because she was giving attention to other people. Again, it's like in your mind, you had some kind of a relationship with her, but in reality, she probably thought you just didn't have the balls to go for it. And so women like confidence. And so the other guy was confident. Even though you may have thought he over-pursued, he was shooting his shot while you were sitting there trying to hide your interest and act like you were not interested. During the summer break, they started dating, and by September, when the school opened, everyone was shocked that she was dating him. Well, I'd say he was the one that was most shocked. Women like confidence. The guy went for it, and that's why he got her. They dated for 6 months and broke up. 3 months after that, I was into her again. Just for a week when Friday came, and during a rooftop party with all the senior students, she started to cry with pain visible on her face. So this is where he reverts to Mr. White Knight. Because again, he's seen too many movies. If you think about it, you've been following me for 3 years. You only read the book 7 times. You spent way more time watching movies and TV shows that present a false, dysfunctional archetype. Whatever you observe, you participate in. So you're consuming more Hollywood content than you are stuff that rewires your brain, i.e. my book. So that's why you're just not free of it, dude. Like in his mind, he's already won the race. He's already spent enough time with the book. He knows it all. But, again, we look at how he's behaving. Granted, he's a young guy. It doesn't matter whether he's 19 or 59. I mean, guys do the same things that don't know any better. He says, without knowing why she was crying, I felt empathy for her. Stop it. Chewing my books. What the hell? God damn. Bad dog. Gotta give him a little... At the end of the party, where our group of friends were about to split up, and everybody was hugging each other, everybody tried to console her again, and I told her that maybe I could try to understand her if she liked to. Bro, your job is to create an opportunity for sex to happen. Hang out, have fun, hook up. I hear crunching things, so I gotta watch them. Them being puppies. It's like, just in those little seconds, little Elon just chewed the corner of one of my hardcover books up. Little shit. So this is a bad way to go, dude. You're not there to be her therapist or her gay male girlfriend or to try to comfort her and be Mr. Nice Guy. You have interest in her. You want to beat up her pelvis. So create an opportunity for sex to happen. If is all bummed out, then your job is to take her and be the escape and go have a good time with her so she can forget about the fact that she saw her boyfriend talking to another girl. She was crying because her ex was talking to another girl at the party, and without knowing why she was crying, I felt empathy for her. All the girls tried to comfort her, and at the end of the party, where a group of friends were about to split up and everybody was hugging each other, everybody tried to console her again, and I told her that maybe I could try to understand her if she'd like to. Bro. When we hugged, she started to cry again and hold me tightly. I would have just said, hey, let's get out of here and go have some fun. Take your mind off things. I caressed her hair. Next day, after a friend group meeting, I asked her if she'd like my help, and we started talking one-on-one. Again, instead of creating a date, he's like, let me try to be her friend and her buddy and her pal and her therapist and her gay male girlfriend and her emotional tampon. These are things that you should know better than to do, but you're doing them anyways. We discussed her emotions. She became very open at some point. I felt I was helpful, and the conversation was flowing. So in other words, he was looking for an attaboy. I told her I liked her the year before while I was trying to explain to her how she can be seen to be cold sometimes. Trying to relate to her ex. I know trying to be her psychiatrist is a bad way to go, but that day I just felt I should really tend to her emotionally. Well, how's the blue balls feel, buddy? We were sitting outside. Till then, we went to a cafe afterwards, which is what you should. Let's get out and go have a drink. Let's go have a cup of coffee and shoot the shit, have some fun. Let's get your mind off things. We started talking about relationships in general and about some funny memories, and she was asking me a lot of questions too. We almost never broke eye contact, and we were having such a fun time. She was constantly making jokes, and I felt that my heart was free. He's just too happy to be there. And that I didn't need to hold back anything. I felt an incredible connection with her. So notice he's all wrapped up in his emotions and his feelings and how much he likes her. Book went right out the window. All she had to do was say hello, and the book went. Like while the conversation was going on, I felt as if we were separated from our surroundings. This is what happens when you watch too many movies. You're creating a Disney movie all in your head. When she asked me why I was doing this for her, I told her that she was an attractive person and that I like being around attractive people. I would just said, because you're kind of cute and I like hanging out with you. Later, she pushed me on that, asking what I meant by that, because she knew your answer was bullshit. What you were doing is you, again, were hiding your interest. I just like being around attractive people. Who says that? I felt she wanted me to say I liked her, so I told her I'd been attracted to her this past week, but that I didn't want to confuse her further, as at that point she had already admitted that she still had feelings for her ex. I don't want to confuse her further. I want to be a nice guy. I want to put my needs last. Act like a beta male. Dude, this is not what the book teaches at all. It tells you not to do this, and you're doing it anyways. And he even knows he's doing it. Well, I felt it was the right thing to do because I really liked her and I'm all up in my emotions and feelings. Yeah, women don't care how much you like them. They don't care about your feelings. They only care about how they feel about you. And you're hiding your interest. She's even trying to prod you to get you to reveal it and shoot your shot, but instead you're just kind of wilting and folding like a cheap deck chair. While we were separating, she told me, this day meant a lot for me. You're a great guy. Thanks for drying my pussy up. Now I'm going to go fuck my ex-boyfriend. No, she didn't say that, but she might as well have. After 4 or 5 days, we had an unexpected school break, and I asked her out on a date on the phone. She seemed focused on her studies and told me that she wouldn't have spare time for me. She was basically saying, yeah, the other day with you being my therapist, you're like typical gay male girlfriend. You drive me up, and I want a man who makes me come like a waterfall. Maybe she thought I was trying to enforce herself in a new relationship. Again, you're focused on a relationship. It's like, bro, all you had to do is make a date. It should have been a date, but you didn't shoot your shot. You hesitated. You waited. If you hesitate, you'll masturbate. That's what I mean. But I was trying to get together again and see how things would go as I felt a sincere connection. Well, you should have done something when you had the opportunity, when the iron was hot, while you were consoling her over her ex-boyfriend talking to another girl. You could have taken her back for some rebound sex. You could have even joked around. She's like, what are you thinking? It's like, well, I mean, I know you're having a tough time and everything, but if you play your cards right, you know, I might even be willing to hook you up with some rebound sex. When the school opened, she avoided me for a week, then got very close to me the other week, and after that got avoidant again. So here's a guy who probably read all about attachment theory. Now he's blaming her behavior on her attachment issues. It avoids turning inward and avoids admitting that you fucked up. I focused on myself and my studies as I had many exams. Sometimes she laughs even at my stupid jokes, and other times she looks the other way while passing by. This Monday we had our graduation where each class was walked to the stage in groups of 2. She and her ex were already set as a group before their breakup. Even if they avoid each other normally, I could see they were still in love while they were walking and sitting next to each other in the ceremony. I didn't feel jealous. I would have just liked to verify that she felt the same authentic connection I thought I had with her. Dude, it was all in your head. You were so focused on your feelings and how much you liked her, you were completely ignoring the situation. And so you hid your feelings, you hid your interest, you weren't truthful with her. And so she left after giving you multiple opportunities to reveal what your real intention was, to go back and fuck the ex-boyfriend, because at least he acted like a man and went for it. I know that I'm a better guy, but she's more emotionally invested in him. I can't dismiss from my mind the future possibility of us hanging out again as we're going to the same city and same university in a foreign country, which is Italy. I'm practicing infinite patience, but also wondering if I'm handling the situation the right way. Again, your job is just to create an opportunity for sex to happen, dude. Not get into a relationship with a girl that's in the process of breaking up with her boyfriend, which is what it looks like you did. So that's a bad way to go, my friend. Again, this is not what I teach in my book, and you're doing the opposite of it. Today I saw her and her ex solemnly walking out the school together, probably to try to finally work things out. Your take on the subject would be greatly appreciated. Well, I mean, if you'd have just, you had her alone. You could have listened to her and you said, hey, let's get out here and go shoot some miniature golf, or let's go play some pool, or let's go do something fun together. Hang out, have fun, hook up. The signs are there. She's ready to be touched, ready to be kissed, ready to be seduced. You make a move. But instead, you were trying to be your therapist. So what are you doing? You're just rehashing all of her negative feelings about the ex. And whatever you make a woman feel when she's with you is what she's going to associate with being with you. So you hid your interest, tried to be the therapist, the gay male girlfriend. And so you stuck yourself firmly in friend zone. So again, this is why I say read the book 10 to 15 times, and then maybe every 6 months after that, you should reread it. It looks like since you've been following me, you read the book once every 6 months. That's just it's not working for you. You're doing the opposite of what the book teaches. So if you see her, you hear from her, she wants to come talk to you. If she's not seeing the guy anymore, just make a date in the spot. You could have started it. You could have had a date, an instant date with her. But instead you thought, I don't want to confuse her anymore. And then what happened was a few days went by, and then you thought, shit, I should shoot my shot. And then you called her or texted her later to make a date. And by then, the moment had passed. You had turned her off. And she said, I'm not really looking for a relationship. I don't have the time to date. Because again, you thought she's going to go from being broken up with this guy to now your girlfriend. That's not how it works, dude. There is a process, and you must take women through it. Unless you like the blue balls. So if you got a question or challenge, you want to get my help, go to understandingrelationships.com, click the products tab at the top of your screen on any page of my website, and book a coaching session with yours truly. Until next time, I will talk to you soon.